Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm the owner of seasonandserveblog.com. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make my cranberry orange coffee cake. This cake is great to serve for a holiday breakfast or brunch or as an afternoon snack with a coffee or a tea. This coffee cake has a nice fluffy texture due to some secret ingredients and has a really great sweet and sour flavor. So if you want to see how I make my cranberry orange coffee cake, just keep on watching. We'll begin this cake by adding some butter to a bowl, and I made sure that the butter is at room temperature so that it combines really easily. Once the butter is all beaten up, I'm going to add some granulated white sugar to the bowl and then mix it all together to cream the butter and sugar together. For this recipe, you can use a hand blender like I'm using here, or you can use a stand mixer as well. Next, we're going to add an egg to the butter and sugar mixture, and make sure that your egg is at room temperature so that you get a nice smooth batter when it's combined. I didn't do that, and as you can see, my butter and sugar mixture got a little bit lumpy after I added the egg. Luckily, everything still worked out in the end. You just have to deal with a little bit of lumps when you're mixing your batter. Next, we're going to add in 1 cup of flour, followed by some baking soda and baking powder, and then some ground cinnamon and nutmeg, which are wonderful warm holiday spices. Then we're going to quickly mix everything together just to combine before we add the rest of our ingredients. And don't forget, all the full measurements and directions can be found on my blog, and I'll leave that linked in the description box below. Next, we're going to add our secret ingredient, Greek yogurt. This makes the cake super moist, and it also begins a chemical reaction with the baking soda and baking powder and makes the batter nice and fluffy. We'll also mix in some milk as well as orange zest for that beautiful orange flavor. And every time we add an ingredient, we're mixing it in just to combine so that we don't end up with a tough and dense cake. And finally, we're going to add the rest of the flour mixture in, followed by the cranberries. And my cranberries here are frozen, but you guys can use fresh ones as well. And then we're going to mix everything one more time to combine. And as you can see, we didn't overmix the dough. It is still nice and beautiful and fluffy. To bake the cake, I'm going to put it into an 8-inch springform pan that I buttered along the sides and the bottom so that the cake doesn't stick. Simply add the cake batter to the pan and then use a spatula to smooth it out so that it's completely flat on top. We'll set the cake aside while we make our crumble topping, and in a small bowl I'm combining some brown sugar, some flour, and some butter. And I'm just using my hands to mix everything up, trying to warm up the butter and combine it in with the flour and the brown sugar. Work the ingredients together until it combines into sort of a brown sugar dough, and you want to make sure you work this all the way through until there's no flour left in the bottom of the bowl, just so that it ensures that the topping is not dry, it stays nice and moist, crumbly, and crunchy as it bakes. Once the crumble topping has been made, we're going to bring back our cake and add on some more cranberries on the top for garnish, and then we're going to add the crumble topping on top, and make sure you get this evenly across the entire top of the cake just so that every bite gets a little bit of that crumble topping. And then I'm going to lightly press the crumble topping and the cranberries a little bit into the cake batter to get it to stay, and then we're going to pop it into the oven, and we're going to bake this at a low temperature at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the cake comes out clean. And in the end, your cake should look something like this. Set the cake aside to cool completely, and in the meantime we can make our glaze. So here I'm just combining some icing sugar and a little bit of milk into a bowl and mixing up to combine. The consistency should be a little bit runny and should be able to form a nice ribbon when you lift your spoon up out of the bowl. Once the cake is cooled completely, pop it out of the springform pan and place it on a serving plate. Then drizzle over that beautiful icing sugar glaze, and your cranberry orange coffee cake is done. As an optional garnish, you can add a sprig of green leaves from your garden, as well as some extra fresh cranberries on top. And there you have it, my recipe for cranberry orange coffee cake. If you love sweet and sour combinations, this cranberry orange coffee cake is perfect to make this holiday season and to serve as a breakfast, brunch, or holiday dessert. And that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed watching me make my cranberry orange coffee cake, and I hope that you make this in your home this holiday season. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button down below as well as the red subscribe button for more delicious recipe videos just like this one. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well as my food blog for more recipe inspiration. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.